¿Esto ha funcionado? Esta magia que me acabo de inventar. Yo no. Sí que ha funcionado, chaval. Vaya lujito. Vaya lujito. A ver. ¿Quién anda ahí? ¡Ole! Míralo. Estáis el Borja, Jordan y 2 personas más a la espera de esta peña. Es una putada porque no sé si puedo poner, mientras este tío empieza, que le quedan 5 minutos, o no sé lo que le falta, a ver si puedo poner algo de musiquita aquí. Te pongas por el medio, coño. Es un tema, ¿eh? O sea, lo que me molaría en realidad es estar streameando. A ver. View. No quiero que... Kit. Solo quiero que se vea. Clic, clic. Deja un poco. Quiero que se vea. Window capture. Not this one. No. Este. Okay. Esto esté debajo de mí. Principio. En principio está bien. Hola, 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 hola. Yo tengo que ocuparme de otras cosas, pero tendré la ventana puesta en una esquina y la oreja también puesta. Perfecto. A ver qué dicen, sí, porque puede estar guay, la verdad. Que de hecho... Me molaría... A ver si puedo... Esto lo puedo yo poner aquí. Esto se ve aquí así. Oh no. Oh no. No. Display capture no. ¿Qué de qué? ¿Qué? Vale. Me había preparado una chorrada, ¿eh? A ver si puedo... Ay, no tengo el otro. Ahora mismo no veo mi propio chat. Vale. Me estáis oyendo, ¿no? Se me oye bien. Vale. Pam, 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 pam. Basta. Un poco de musiquita tú. A ver qué pasa. Vale. Y... Pam, pam, pam. Colores verdes. Se me oye guay, perfecto, perfecto, guay. Pues a ver esta gente, tío, si empieza o qué. En principio eso empieza en ya. Ahí va. Pero bueno, qué jaleo, ¿no? Tienen montado aquí. Vale. A mí se me oye también, ¿no? Con este follón, venga. ¿Eso que pone ahí son 15 minutos? Uf. Pero bueno. Pues... El buen Chobo. ¿Qué tal, tío? Voy a bajar un poco porque no veas que va calado. Hasta las 17, sí, sí. El tío había dicho que empezaba ahora, menos cuarto. Acaba de retrasarlo. Que no raye con esta música, ¿no? Voy a poner la que tenía yo puesta, que está mejor. Vengo en 15. Vale, sí, a mí me parece bien. Si queréis ir hablando por aquí. De hecho, voy a poner el empezamos pronto y nos vemos en 15 minutos, tú. Si queréis hablamos por el chat.
this special Xbox game showcase and our pre-show here, leading up to the big main
parece
showcase
que...
that happens in 1 hour at the top of the next hour. Welcome to YouTube Gaming and our exclusive coverage. This obviously is a different year for all of us in 2020, and normally every year I love getting together with everyone around the world to watch all the E3 events, but this year, of course, given where the world's at, we're doing things virtually. Before we get into this, I certainly want to acknowledge everything that's still happening around the world with the COVID pandemic, and certainly hope everyone is safe and feeling okay today and excited about video games, which I think have been a source of comfort for many of us in 2020. So today is really about celebrating games and the future of games and where games are going in the future. You know, this is still a big
El mejor stream sería eso.
New consoles are launching, and today is all about Xbox and the Xbox Series X, which is coming out this holiday season.
Tiene algo en la oreja.
Although today is less about hardware and is going to be more about the games. And
ese tío está muy metido en todo,
got a lot of great guests joining us.
Me queda café.
What we expect from Xbox. We also have some world premieres and some great new game stuff to show you guys.
World premiere.
Well. The Xbox story for Series X, of course, started last year at the Game Awards when we revealed the Xbox Series X hardware on stage. I certainly miss memories of thousands of people together and the excitement of shocking the world with that announcement last year. That was such a special moment that no one had any clue it was about to happen, and we revealed the hardware there. But of course, everyone wants to know about the games that are going to run on the system.
A ver si me sale
Today is all about a game that was sort of mentioned in that teaser, Halo Infinite. We are going to get a first look at the gameplay of the campaign of Halo Infinite in the Xbox Game Showcase. That's something that we're all very excited to see. I'm sure we'll be talking about that a lot over the next hour. And Xbox has already said we're not going to hear a lot about hardware today. We don't expect to hear the release date for Series X. We don't expect to hear about pricing. It really is going to be a showcase all about games and focused a lot more on their first-party studios, meaning games that are coming exclusively
no me ha salido mal, en realidad.
Xbox ecosystem, which of course includes Game Pass and PC and even xCloud. There's a lot to talk about kind of what Xbox is doing with gaming and their approach. So we've got some world premieres for you, and we've got a lot of guests. So let's get to the countdown here. 58 minutes away from the show. Before we get to our first world premiere, though,
vale. Se nos van a enseñar cosas.
Talk about what we're expecting today from Xbox. So first up, joining me is my good buddy Jack Septic Eye. Jack, welcome to the show.
El año que viene estaré yo. Llevamos los mismos auriculares. Ojo que igual llevamos el mismo cable, ¿eh?
Lauren, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you as well. And finally, we've got a guy who got to go up to Microsoft and check out the Xbox Series X hardware before lockdown. Austin Evans. Austin, good to have you with us, man.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me, man.
No sé quién es toda esta gente.
Have all you guys here. So let's kick things off here by talking about what you want to see from Xbox today. You know, they had an event back in May that people wanted to see even more from. They wanted to see, you know, more gameplay, more games. They wanted to see Halo. They're going to deliver that today. What are your expectations as fans of games? What do you want to see at the top?
Claro, nadie se ha puesto el color verde de Xbox.
Well, I mean,
como Mr. Mirror.
In the room, the big chief elephant in the room is everyone just wants to see Halo Infinite. And I'm really curious because I'm not the biggest Halo fan, but this one has kind of gotten me intrigued and excited. So I'm curious to see about that. I want to see more Hellblade 2 if we're going to get some of that, because
Hellblade 2
we saw that trailer at the Game Awards and we were sitting in that theater.
Este hombre tiene
kicked in and rocked everyone's socks. I was
pelos de gato
impressed with that and seeing what the
en la gorra.
Do in engine there. I'm a sucker for FromSoft games. My heart's going to be broken when we don't see Elden Ring today, but it's been so long since it was announced. I need to see it somewhere and see that it still exists. And as long
no
as
sé si va a salir, pero molaría bastante.
I'll be happy.
Oh, wait, we got the world premiere voice guy actually doing the voice.
Claro, el cabrón del Geoff este sabe todo lo que va a salir. O sea, tiene que poner la cara de póker máxima cuando dicen esto.
You know, everyone would love to see Elden Ring. Everyone would love
bueno, con yo no he jugado al 1, Hellblade. No tengo mucha idea de...
You mentioned Halo. Lauren,
hostia, tío, ¿queréis que haga...?
Like seeing Halo, what are you excited
No, so
podría poner...
Halo was, like, my first introduction into like first-person shooter games and why I should not play them because I'm horrible at them. But that
Horrible.
was like my first. It holds a special place in my heart because like that was the first time realizing I was terrible at them. I'm really excited. I'm big into like psychological horror games.
El Hellblade 1.
Medium, I really, really want to see more.
¿Y por qué Mixed
about,
Feelings?
gameplay.
Ábrete
They haven't
ante
told us
nosotros.
a whole lot about it, but I'm living for it, like the Silent Hill music, everything. And Everwild is the other one I'm really interested for, like to see more about because both of those are kind of a mystery. I haven't seen much on them.
Oh, that's great because as you said, there are lots of other games across the studios. Everwild that they teased last year at Exo from Rare looked really interesting. I agree. Hopefully, we'll get to see something on that. Tim Schafer's got Psychonauts that they acquired that studio. Hopefully, there'll be an update on.
Me estaba fijando, además, como que tiene el objetivo sucio para que hagan esta especie de o el objetivo o el cristal del PC para que hagan esa locura.
Austin, you are one of the few people I think in the world that got to check out.
Aquí hay un detalle que nadie ve y es que mi ordenador que está aquí al lado y tiene luces de gamer son de rosa Mr. Mirror. Son detalles que hago para mí.
So, I mean, I love the nerdy details, right? I want to see the 120 FPS and the HDR and all the.
Es como que se han montado un equipo de Overwatch, ¿no? Cada tío tiene sus especialidades. Este es el geek.
Don't get me wrong, I'm going to be all over Halo. I really want to see what they're able to do, especially considering that that's going to be a game.
Y está en un puff.
Xbox One and sort of assuming PC and Series X and kind of seeing how they're able to stretch that. And I'm definitely a huge fan of the Forza franchise, right? I mean, that's sort of been really, you look back at the Xbox One generation.
Claro, Borja, no sé, yo no he jugado al 1. Entonces eres tú el que tiene el poder de...
Anything else, right? So that's definitely has like a special place in my heart from the gaming side. But what I'm really curious about
del conocimiento, tío.
Getting a really good look at kind of what this new slate of titles.
Solo enseñaron el trailer aquel, ¿no? De aquella tía, o sea, Senua, ¿no? Era... que salía ahí como gritando y como con una danza tribal muy guay, en realidad. Que decían que era gameplay y eso. Joder, pues no está mal el sótano. Sí, lo quiero jugar, tío. Te lo has acabado, ¿no? No sé por qué, debería mirar a la cámara, ¿no? Para que te conectéis más conmigo y miro las palabras que leo. Soy tú.
Microsoft's philosophy on Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Somos 5, ¿eh? Sois 5, os podíais saludar entre vosotros. En plan, hey, boy. 5 espectadores y 5 me gusta. Eso es que sois la clave.
How does that affect your sort of decision on what you're going to do with Xbox? Like, what's going to cause you to want to upgrade to the next system?
Me la suda muy fuerte esto que estamos viendo ahora mismo, ¿eh? Por favor, Kiev.
So I assume part of what they have to show today is why it's going to be even better on the next one.
Hostia, yo soy muy sentido.
Yeah, I think for
definitely what I expect.
Yeah, I think for me, what I like most about the Xbox that kind of sits in my house is like we always get Sony with their exclusives, and I would love to see some really cool exclusives come out of Microsoft today. It's the thing that people keep talking about all the time, but I love the kind of home entertainment aspect of my Xbox.
Exacto, esa es la actitud chobo.
The speed of the system and kind of sitting down. I use it for everything. I only use my PlayStation for gaming, but I really use my Xbox.
Percalet, percalet. Pero claro, es que el buen Geoff ha dicho que iba a enseñar... les bajo la voz, Iba a enseñar... juegos, tío. Creo que nos ha engañado para que veamos esta bazofia. Faltan 50 minutos de esta tortura. And I'm curious to see how far that goes and how many games you can really play with that and how far they're pushing it and stuff like Game Pass has come out and it's kind of a game changer because there's so many times when I just go on and I don't want to buy a new game, but Game Pass is a good way of kind of trying it out and testing it and just downloading it there and playing straight away. And I really love that aspect. So I want to see how far they push that. And xCloud, I think, is what their trump card will be this time. At least for me, xCloud. The way I consume the media on my Xbox. No tengo claro qué es xCloud, ¿eh?
Yeah, no, I think that, as you said, the
le ha dado muy igual al de abajo.
A lot of these games now come out as part of the Game Pass. Like you said, kind of all their first-party titles are are in Game Pass, and that I think lets people sample more games, right? It's no longer like you have to spend $60 to play everything. Austin, I wanted to ask you about the specs and the
Uf, qué
frame
palo,
rates and
tío.
all that type of stuff. You live in the world of
O sea, es una hora de esta peña en el que se supone que van a enseñar World Premiers que le han dejado al Geoff menores, y luego es el de Xbox, que dicen que va a ser un pepino, pero es que lo han dicho en todos los eventos del verano y han sido todos una chusta cojonuda. O sea, hago este directo para enfadarme online. Ya me estoy enfadando. A ver, ¿alguien quiere entrar a Discord y comentamos en directo online? También me parece bien. Porque si hay que reírse de esta gente, pues mejor que reírse de ellos con amigos.
But the thing is, this generation, with the Series X, we have not only the SSD, which I think people are going to very quickly get
Eso no puedo ponerlo en Mega HD, ¿no?
load times, but a few second load times. But also you have that really powerful CPU, which is going to enable these bigger open worlds, sort of more interesting looking physics. And then you have on the graphics side, not only sort of more detailed things. And I think the higher frame rates are something that, especially as more and more TVs are developing that sort of tech, that people are going to really start to appreciate. But also these new features like ray tracing, right? Which are just going to help ground these worlds in a much more sort of realistic sort of location. Like, I guess for me, it's more about making the console a much more complete package, right? You're not sort of sacrificing because
sí, lo he bajado a full.
On your PC versus your Xbox or anything. Like, you're going to be getting a very similar level of performance. And in a lot of cases, something like the Series X is going to be significantly more powerful than any other gaming device in your home.
Me lo bajo a mí, que me dan igual.
Right, well, hopefully we're going to get to see some of that.
Y os lo subo a vosotros.
Lauren, you get the last word here. Anything you're hoping is a surprise today? You talked about some of the games we know about, like the Medium and Everwild.
A ver, hola. Vale, es que a mí se me oye muy alto.
I was looking yesterday to see if there was anything I could think of that like they could
¿Qué tal lo
surprise me
escucháis así?
with. I've personally been more of like PC gamer, PlayStation, so if they can surprise me and pull me in with more like Xbox exclusives, I mean, Game Pass has been a game changer for me. I've been using that a lot lately. So just like bringing me into that ecosystem, if they can do that, like then they've surprised me. So
no, and that's part of what they're trying to do here. Is you said, you can play all this stuff on your PC, you can play, on your phone via xCloud, and like, bringing more games to more people. So as you said, hopefully we'll see a bunch of games.
Mejor
today,
sonido,
right?
vale.
Halo is going to be a big focus.
Uri, ¿qué tal?
Obviously,
bienvenido.
A lot of other things to
Cuéntanos sobre el Deadly Premonition 2, que seguro que es más interesante. Se van ya, ojo.
See you guys later. We'll all be watching live, and we do have some special world premieres throughout this show. We've got a number. I think we've got over, a half dozen things we're going to show you guys over the next 45 minutes here to give you a little preview of some stuff that will be coming to Xbox. And we're going to start right now with this world premiere announcement.
Bueno, a ver. Venga, va, me incorporo. Me incorpore.
You're the reincarnation of the luminary.
Know this. The luminary is the root of all evil and will bring naught but misery to our realm.
To our realm.
Surely arise to take the sword in hand once more.
Hostia.
どうもゲームデザイナーの堀裕二です。1986年に日本で第一作目となるドローンクエストというロールプレイングゲームを発売して今年で34周年を迎えました。今回シリーズ本編最新作のドローンクエスト 11S が Xbox プラットフォームで発売され、さらにゲームパスにも登場します。なんと Xbox にドローンクエストが初登場ということで僕も大変嬉しく思います。今日は皆さんにドローンクエスト 11S の魅力を紹介していきたいと思います。
Este es el juego que han sacado ya 1000 veces, ¿no? O sea, no es uno nuevo. Ay, porque está mi careto, ¿no? Tampoco está diciendo nada interesante, ¿eh?
街は武器を買ったり クエストを受けたりできる冒険の拠点です。重要な話も聞けるでしょう。モンスターとのバトルでは戦士や魔法使い、盗賊、舞踏家などキャラクターの特性を生かした戦術で戦います。
No he jugado nunca, tío, a ninguno de estos.
恐ろしいものまで多くのモンスターがいます。今戦闘しているスライムは一作目から登場している人気者なんですよ。
¿Alguien los ha jugado?
その他にも昔懐かしい 2D モードや過去のシリーズの作品の世界
Quiero que sepáis que el stream se les para a ellos, no a mí.
やり込む要素も満載です。
Pero bueno, que chulito se pone.
トームに登場する日本の RPG の王道ドラゴンクエスト 11S をお楽しみください。発売は2020年12月
O
4
sea,
日です。
obviamente va a durar una hora este vídeo. Muy bien. Yo juego a los de Game Boy. Es una buena saga,
Dragon Quest coming
juegazo.
for the first time to Xbox, and now we're gonna get right into another world premiere. This is a
Pero, ¿y a ese?
brand new game
¿Al 11?
announcement. A smaller team and studio that has
Ojo, un indie,
title to announce today on the
Parece ser.
pre-show. So take a look at this.
A ver qué pasa. Parecía de disparos. Por ese frame que se les ha escapado. Pistolet. O sea, disparos en Lloret. Exomeca. Uf. Recalet, Recalet de jueguet.
All right, that's Exomecha, a brand new free-to-play game coming in late.
Que le han dejado un poquito la purrita, al amigo.
We do have more new games and some cool stuff. We've got something very cool to wrap up the pre-show as our last premiere that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So stick around. And of course, at the top of the hour, we're going to get a look at a lot of the first-party games from Microsoft, including the world gameplay debut of Halo Infinite. Right now, though, we're going to turn to our second panel to preview what we're hoping, all our hopes and dreams for Xbox today. Joining me first off is Aaron Hansen from the Game Grumps. Aaron, you ready for Blanks?
Oh, dude, you're way
Este tío vive en un palacio de vampiros, tío.
All blinked up, and you just brought the heat, man.
You've been waiting all summer for this moment. Well, the time sweeper returned. All right, good to have you with us, Aaron. We've got Danny O'Dwyer from No Clip. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just really happy to
qué guay este pavo.
Aaron to get his blinks. He's been waiting for like was it a month since we talked on PlayStation? You know, forget all these new studios and all these new games that all their acquisitions are going to do. It's all about the blinks.
But bring back the time sweeper, right? That's clearly the closer of the show, right? You must know something. And finally, we've got Alana Pierce joining us. Hey, Alana.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. All right, you're all chipper. We're ready to go. This is Xbox Day.
Le acaba de hacer la burla, ¿no? De alguna manera.
Some excitement for all of us with what Xbox has in
store. Pues muy contento.
We joked about Blinks, but Xbox has a lot of franchises, a lot of history.
Ya, tendría que haber sido una sella vampiril.
20 years. I'm going to open with the same
el chat de YouTube va súper más retrasado que el de Twitch.
What are your hopes? What are your expectations? What do you want to see from Xbox in this next hour that's going to, you know, convince you that they've got a lot of great stuff and, you know, charting the future?
El del ring.
Aaron, let's take Blinks off the table. Beyond that, what
joder, me ha engañado con su fondo, ¿no? No es real.
You know, if I'm gonna be honest, man, I want to know what the heck's going on with Exomecha, because that,
sí que es real,
like,
sí.
I was not expecting something like that, and holy
That's
crap!
That's a Transformer action.
that appealed to like my 80s, early 90s culture mind. I was just like, it's just big silver robots punching each other, and there's a robot dragon, I guess, that breathes fire.
Tiene como un
Great,
pinganillo
I'm
donde
in.
le van.
Let's do it.
All right, so
No sé quién es
Exo Mecha,
Game
clearly at the
Grumps.
top of the pile. They've already won you over, Danny. You know, you visit a lot of studios around the world when we can. Hear about them. You know, hear their stories. No Clip, you do some incredible documentaries. From your perspective, like, what does Xbox have to do today?
Si
What
fuese
do you
una
wanna
silla
see
gamer
in
como
this
roja y
hour,
negra.
Well, we've had
Vampiresca.
Microsoft, doing a lot of acquisitions over the past couple of years, and a lot of studios that were sort of working on games, perhaps, or working on smaller games for them. So I think what I'm excited for today is for a bunch of those studios to maybe show something off. So one studio we visited earlier this year was Obsidian, who were working on Grounded. They've been acquired by Microsoft in the interim, or just prior to that. So I'm interested to see if we'll see what everyone hopes, which is a big budget Obsidian role-playing game. That's kind of on my top list of things I'd like to see. And then the other one is what's happened to Fable.
O sea, que hay aquí una meta-relación entre ellos.
Lionhead isn't around anymore. There's a lot of rumor that Playground, who work on the Forza series, may have sort of taken up the mantle on that. It's been rumored that they've been working on some sort of open world role-playing game as well. So those are kind of the two that I'm looking to see. And just anything else from the rest of their acquisitions, like Double Fine. I'm sure they're a small team, so I'm sure they're not running multiple
¿Por qué lo llamas Danny
projects,
Sexbank?
but, you never know. Maybe they're an early concept phase on something.
No, I think
ese pozo de Monkey Island que tiene detrás lo quiero,
genre, right? Where it's like Xbox has done lots of action games, but doing RPG stuff, I think, is an opportunity for them to show some great stuff in the RPG genre. Alana, what's I know you've been fan of Gears. You've been fans of you're excited about Cyberpunk that's coming out. That obviously will be on all systems, but on Xbox as well. What do you want to see from Team Xbox this morning?
Lana la conozco, pero no sabía que había trabajado con Danny.
I love Fable. I really want a new Fable. Like Danny said, it's rumored that Playground
O sea,
Games
son
are
una
working on
pequeña
it. And I
familia.
buy that rumor. They hired a lot of people from a lot of studios known for making really big games, including Rockstar and Guerrilla. So I really, really, really want to see Fable. I love that world, and I feel like there's something so pleasant about a British RPG, like the humor captured in the original Fable game. I just love so much, and obviously Peter Molyneux would no longer be attached, so that changes things, but that's what I really, really want. Also really obviously excited to see more Halo. I'm very curious to see if any of the Perfect Dark rumors hold up, because I also love Perfect Dark. But to get away from games hype, I really want to know more about xCloud. I'm kind of hoping that we hear a little bit about xCloud and what they're planning to do with that in the future after that Game Pass announcement, which is super exciting. So those are my big three.
No, I think you're right. There's such an interesting story there around what's happening with Xbox Live, with Game Pass, this idea of, having...
A mí eso también me interesa, a ver qué...
Right? Versus buying $60 games.
¿Qué mandanga tienen preparada? Porque el Game Pass, en realidad...
Very Netflix-like, and that you're going to sort of get all these games,
de estos servicios que han intentado hacer, de juegos
but also, potentially
en
smaller
streaming,
games
es
that
que
people are
más me
more
mola.
likely to sample. Which I think is, a huge opportunity here to see a diversity of content. That, there'll be some stuff for the super core gamers, but maybe some stuff that's a little broader in its appeal too. Let's talk about Halo. They've done a very good job over the past week hyping everyone up around, Master Chief's return. Seems
Dream
like
Daddy,
a
vale.
spiritual
El
reboot
de Simulator
in a way of Halo, and we
se me
saw
había ido la
the
cabeza.
kind of key art, the box art yesterday was like very reminiscent of the original Halo.
Oh my
Combat
God,
Evolved.
boom.
We know we're going to see
Borja.
the campaign today. We saw, I think it was last year.
Me vuelves
We
loco.
saw kind of we've actually the past two E3s, we saw kind of teaser assets.
Qué
for
momento.
Infinite. Originally, we saw kind of the engine,
O sea,
and then last year,
el de
we
Game
saw,
Grumps
sort
es
of
el de
an
Dream Daddy.
in-game
No lo he
sequence,
jugado tampoco.
or at least rendered in engine. What are your hopes? What does Halo have to do? Obviously a legendary franchise. I think there's a big opportunity
Yo
here
creo que
for them, but it's a very competitive space with first-person action games right
el último
now.
Halo que salió
What do you
daba un
want to
poco
see
de
in a new
peste ya,
Halo?
¿no?
What will convince you that Halo's back on top?
More Chief, less Locke. That's my number one.
I think we'll get that.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like that's something that they've really focused on, and I know that they got a lot of criticism for the story. And then actually, from what I've heard, Halo Infinite's development got pushed a little bit because they reworked the narrative after people were so upset about the lock focus of the last game.
El vampiro, dices.
Halo's an interesting one in that I don't want it to shift too far from classic Halo.
Me falta un poco de perilla para hacer este gesto.
Sort of been with me my whole life. But I would also, same token, like a story like an ODST. I really liked the way that was told. I feel like that's really unlikely, but I want a groundbreaking story. I want something that kicks me in the feels like Reach did or like ODST did.
Por ejemplo.
But with the lore and the nerdiness of probably a Halo 2, just as long as Chief's with me the whole way, I'm going to be good though.
Yes, as you said, a focus on Master Chief.
O sea, el vampiro tiene
the style of gameplay. Danny, we see kind of first-person games going in different directions, with co-op, with other sort of, aspects to it. The sandbox style of Halo is something that I think people really like, the skirmishes and whatnot in the gameplay. Do you think, does that still hold up in 2020? Or what do you,
es un gran conocedor del lore de Halo.
Or gameplay footage, what are you going to be looking for that's going to cue to you like Halo's back?
Yeah, I think that's the big sort of question on this. When we first saw Infinite, it was around the time that big sort of shift into games as a service was happening, where games like The Division and, Destiny is obviously the sort of most obvious one, where we're turning into these platforms that we're getting catered to and new content over and over and over again. And obviously the word infinite sort of implied something along those lines. So I'm really interested to see, Halo, when it first came around, and then when it had its sort of like soft reboot in a way with Halo 3, it's sort of like re-emergence. I feel like it was very much a game that was pushing both single player and multiplayer, and also just a lot of interconnectivity with different types of modes and stuff. So it's always been on this sort of bleeding edge of like gameplay design. And the other side of it that I'm really interested in is just how the engine works, because they've had access to the hardware, or they've known what the hardware was going to be like longer than anyone. So really, we always look at the Forzas as the, beautiful showcases for new hardware, but I think in the same way, whatever we see from that gameplay is going to give us a real indication of just how good games can look on this system.
No, that's a great point. I think, as you said, this is hopefully going to be the high bar of, what we can look for visually in terms of gameplay and the experience with it. Aaron, are you much of a Halo guy besides the Blink skin or something like that? What's going to convince you that
haciendo inner jokes
this is the first-person action game to get?
Well, for me, Halo's always all been about
Joder, pues el 2 es muy guay, ¿eh? De hecho, el 2...
Single-player campaigns. I always played online, always played with friends. And the thing that I really hope is that there's sort of like a dedication to the old style of Halo, right? Like, I feel like every game nowadays is like heroes this, heroes that. And I love Overwatch, but if we're playing Halo, I want to go back to Deathmatch. I want to go back to Capture the Flag, King of the Hill. Like, I'm way into that kind of gameplay. So if they can like modernize that and make it still have that sort of, like it feels new. It doesn't feel like, oh, they're just re-releasing Halo or like.
Oye, que no he puesto en Instagram que estoy haciendo esto. O sea, fatal.
What can they do with multiplayer?
That's like a re-release of Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, I did like Halo 5 multiplayer. I was actually okay with that. I am just more scared about kind of what you said, Danny, that they're going to Destiny-ify the single-player campaign, which is a very profitable thing to do. So I get why studios want to do that, but I'm scared.
Yeah, I know you said how they blend single and multiplayer, and it sounds like they're talking about campaigns. I don't know if we're even going to get much on the multiplayer. So you said how that's all going to blend together and how they're going to kind of explain what it is, right? And that's part of the thing with these streams sometimes. We see lots of footage, but then we have all these questions afterwards about like, well, what is this? What are we actually seeing? Is that a co-op? Is that single player? So we will have Aaron Greenberg from Xbox is going to join us afterwards to break down some of what we see, and hopefully we'll get some information in the show as well about what they're doing with Halo. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We will all watch everything together here at the top of the hour, and we are about 30 minutes away from the live Xbox game showcase. We don't know where it's going to start or where it's going to end, but the one thing we do know is that Halo Infinite is going to be there, and we've got the countdown clock up there as well, so you guys can wait with us. But we've got much more to talk about, and we've got some more world premieres to show you guys. Right now, we've got an update on a game that is coming out later this year. You just saw it at Ubisoft Forward. Here's a new look at Watch Dogs Legion.
Game Showcase, eso es.
Ladies and gentlemen, London is fucked.
Pero este trailer ya lo habían enseñado, creo.
But don't worry, we've got our best man on the case. Because if anyone can fix this mess, it's this smooth bastard super spy. Oh.
Hostia.
Well, looks like we're recruiting. It's a state of emergency.
Move in and lock down the city.
In the chaos, private armies have taken the streets.
Albion Security's contract has been extended indefinitely.
A crooked spy agency lurks in the shadows.
It's basic tradecraft. Want to sell a lie, weave it into the truth.
And organised crime has grabbed the old city by the bollocks.
The Kellys have got a human organ black market.
No, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I?
The government's literally letting Albion shoot.
¿Alguien hypeado con este juego o qué?
You need to build a resistance.
Estoy enfocado ahora, ¿no?
Anyone in the whole city. And I really mean anyone. Genius hackers, hard grafters, idiots. Everyday
Yo tengo cero hype, pero quien me conozca sabrá que 2 días antes me empezaré a volver loco. No sé por qué. Pero ahora creo que va a ser un... O sea, el concepto me parece interesante, ¿eh? Pero...
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm in. Welcome to the resistance.
Pero tiene algo que me parece que me tira para atrás, tío.
Faces on, guns out. It's about to get real.
Find them, recruit them.
Sí, como que han pillado como el rollo este medio millennial, medio el Fortnite y cosas de este palo, ¿sabes? Y lo han metido aquí, no sé. Ya, los juegos de Ubisoft, tío, dan palito, tío.
All right, well, as we've mentioned quite a few times, we are going to get a first look at the campaign of Halo Infinite, and I asked a friend of mine what he wants to see in a brand new Halo. You may know Ninja for many things over the past few years, but he actually started and
a ver si traen a Jack Black también.
created quite a stir with all his awesome Halo gaming and gameplay back in the day. So without further ado, let's hear from Ninja about what he wants to see in a brand new Halo. Tyler, take it away.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm excited to see what Xbox has in store. And here's what I want out of Halo.
Uy, pero lo está leyendo, ¿no?
A incredible campaign to close out just the classic series with a beautiful ending and a matchmaking / multiplayer system where the ranking system is unique and it works, and just really amazing iconic maps. I feel like a lot of people.
Uy, tío, pero se lo podía haber preparado algo mejor esto, yo creo.
Halo 3 maps that came out, they just felt so fun, whether it be super bouncing from Halo 2, nading all.
No estoy celoso de Ninja, pero Ninja.
And just the flow of Halo 3, it was just something so incredible. Played all of them, I love them all, and if Halo Infinite can just get that down, get some of those things down, right? Give us amazing weaponry.
Se ha hypeado de repente un poco. Se ha dado cuenta que no.
The Halo 2 battle rifle, the Halo 3 battle rifle and sniper. I think it'll be in a really good spot, and I'm just excited to see what they have in store, man.
Awesome. Well, we'll see.
No está contento con la actuación, ¿eh? No le ha gustado a Geoff.
Ninja for joining us on the show. Now it is time to get to another world premiere, a net new game that you haven't heard about. And this one comes from my home country, my home province of Ontario, Canada. I saw this and got excited about just a brand new game from a smaller studio that you haven't heard about, but I think looks pretty cool. Check out this world premiere.
Check this out. Se han dejado la música loca puesta. Fallos de streamers. Guau, tienen que estar los desarrolladores del juego con un puteo por lo que les están haciendo con la música. Juanma, esta banda sonora es de Disaster Piece. ¡Apuesto! El niño camina como hacia atrás, como el silbador. Muy mal que se hayan dejado la canción, parece mucho.
Definitely some Stranger Things vibes to that.
Muy
one.
Stranger Things, sí, sí.
Echo Generation with the hockey smash. Very exciting. All right, now it's time to get to another world premiere. Check this out. Oh wait, we got YouTube creators first of all. Sorry, I get so excited. I think they're more.
Por favor, Guille.
We do have more coming. Don't worry. But right now, actually, we're going to hear from a number of YouTube creators around the world to hear what they're looking forward to from Xbox, hopefully at the top of the hour. So let's check this out.
Vas a flipar cuando salga Mr. Mirror.
And I'm a content creator on YouTube. And today, I'm so much excited for this Xbox event because with this, we're going to get ourselves the brand new Halo stuff. And I used to play Halo back in 2011 and 2012. And I just used to spend hours and hours making a map on Halo 3 than actually playing the game. Me and my friends we used to be like,
Este está mucho más motivado que Ninja por Halo.
And literally, we used to
Por
come back
Halo.
to school and we used to mess around with maps and all that stuff. And it just used to be a fun game in general. Can anyone forget about
A mí no me ha
this?
gustado mucho el juego en realidad, O sea, el rollito este pixel 3D se me hace ya un poco cansino.
And there just used to be so many variations in the game on its
No,
own.
no soy hater, no lo digáis.
1v1, King of the Hill, Juggernaut, and so
Me daba palo
many
cómo se movía el personaje y cómo se movía todo. Lo siento.
of this game, because especially for content creators out there, there's gonna be so much stuff to make content on. Especially, you know, there's gonna be campaign, and plus, if you guys make content on multiplayer, we can go on replay file,
Aunque era
on theater mode,
rara la
and
mezcla
some
de
cool
bicharracos
things that we
con los
actually added in
niños.
the game. So I really wish in the
YouTube
brand
acaba
new
de
that I
retener
started
este mensaje de Borja.
with that, you know, the 1v1 still remains,
Este chaval
and
se lo
all
está
the fun
currando un
game
poco
modes that
más
we
que el
used to
gamer
have
que va de
in
personaje
the
de Final
Silver,
Fantasy de antes,
those still
totalmente.
remain, 'cause that will definitely bring
Está
back
mucho más
a lot of
motivado.
memories. So yeah, my name is Garu, and hopefully you guys are excited for this brand new game and for the event. Peace out.
Hey guys, Metal Jesus here. Now I
¿Metal Jesus es la mejor persona o no?
It is the beautiful translucent.
Hostia, se acaba de pasar YouTube este hombre.
Xbox. When I first saw this machine, I absolutely fell in love with it. So ahead of its time, and so many great AAA games as well as hidden gems. And then when it came time for the Xbox 360, well, this was my machine of choice right here. I have the special edition E3 2005 faceplate on here. And check
Tiene
this
todo
out.
este.
This was back when
Este es
you
un
had
true
to have
gamer.
an external Wi-Fi adapter. It wasn't built
Se lo compró todo, no necesitaba el Wi-Fi, pero se lo compró.
Awesome games on this. Now, when it comes to the Xbox One, I'll admit I was a bit late to the party on that one, but I eventually did pick up the Xbox One X. You see the Gears edition here, and I have to say I was blown away by this. It's excellent hardware, and the games are absolutely amazing on it. And so, from what I've seen so far of the Xbox Series
Eso
X,
era un guiño para ti,
going
Borch.
all in on powerful hardware and performance. Plus, they've added a bunch of first-party developers over the
No lo
last
viste
couple
venir.
years. And there is that awesome backwards compatibility, which is important for collectors like.
Tiene el Burnout detrás,
Yeah, I
not
think
bad.
this should be pretty cool, and I want to learn more.
Hola amigas, amigos, yo soy Antrax. Wow, Halo, qué recuerdos tengo con este título, con este juego.
Esta puta habitación es real, no se ha hecho. No es un fondo de fake.
Con el Halo 3 la campaña me la pasé en todos los modos posibles, en solitario.
Se ha empapelado la habitación de Minecraft este cabrón. Muy bien.
Una chulada,
Good job.
lo mejor del mundo. Después con el Halo Reach lloré con la campaña, las cinemáticas son perfectas. Con Halo 4 recuerdo que mi primer trabajo, entré a trabajar para poder pagar el juego.
Se ha visto, que le molaba fardar cuando ha enseñado el Wi-Fi.
Gran felicidad.
Se lo ha hecho con cartón, sí,
Halo
sí.
es un juego que hizo mi infancia, mi adolescencia. Estoy
Tengo una
seguro que
cosa,
voy a ver
respect.
hasta que me muera. Y lo que se viene con este nuevo título, nueva entrega, estoy seguro que va a ser lo mejor.
Hey, Summer Game Fest audience, Lamar Wilson here, and here are the 5 games that I'm looking forward to them announcing today. So the first one is Halo Infinite. Now, I came into Halo late with Halo 5. I know. But I
Los
love it so
ojos,
much
los
that I can't
ojos.
wait to see what's next. Then
Te
there's a
pierdes en
game
sus
from Rare
ojos.
called Everwild. It just looks amazing and breathtaking. I have no idea what the game's about, but I want to see it. Number 3, I definitely want to see a Gear 6. This is going to be a game really about revenge and taking the Horde out at the center, at the literal core, hopefully for the final time. Now, number 4, since we're talking about Gears, why not a Lego's Gear Saga? You know, they did the Funko Pop thing on mobile, but what about Lego? Like, I would
Esta
actually
creatividad
like to
tienes que
play that.
guardarla en un
So
cajón,
they
amigo.
announced that today. Now, finally, Cuphead 2. I know. Now, Cuphead 1 tore me a new one. It's one of the most unforgiving games ever, but for some reason, I just want more. Why do I want more? Man, am I crazy? Yes.
Hostia puta,
Yes, I
muy
am.
grande.
Lamar fully decked out his Xbox gear, ready for the show, and it was so cool to have gamers from around the world joining us from India and Mexico, and obviously here in the United States, because one of the things I think we found this year more than ever is that games bring us together, and people are watching all around the world. So I want to say hello to everyone watching this special event, where hopefully we're all just going to be excited about games as we watch through it. And the stream is coming up in about 18 minutes. You can watch it live right here on this feed. We're going to go right into it, and then immediately afterwards, we've got our exclusive post show with guests, some of the developers featured in the showcase, and Aaron Greenberg from Xbox will be joining us to answer questions. And we'll also have some creators join us as well to grade, see how Xbox did based on our expectations. And we'll also do a poll on Twitter, so make sure to vote on that. But right now, it is time to get to another world
Venga,
premiere.
a ver qué
This is a
enseñan
sequel
ahora.
to a game that if you watch YouTube Let's Plays and YouTube gaming videos, you've probably seen. Check this out.
Que quiten la música, por favor, la música de fondo. Ah, mira, el Hello Neighbor. Pero lo ha dicho al final del vídeo, que estaba loco. Este no lo he jugado nunca y la verdad es que no tiene mala pinta, la verdad. Estéticamente es divertido. Sí, tenía pinta, había visto algún gameplay y sí que pasaba. Oh, era él. Bueno, muy bien. No entiendo bien porque es una secuela.
There it is, Hello Neighbor 2, and we've got some more games still to come, and we are 14 minutes away from the start
Jordan
of
Wellington
the
está
showcase,
en modo
from
troll
Xbox.
total.
It's going to
Me
last
encanta.
almost exactly 1 hour. So there'll be an hour showcase in 15 minutes and then our post show afterwards. But right now we're going to take a look at the ID at Xbox program, a great program this week. Actually, if you're on Xbox, there's a Summer Game Fest demo event, over 70 games that you can download and preview for free. One of the big things I wanted to do with Summer Game Fest was give everyone a chance to play more games at home, and I want to thank the team at Xbox for putting that together in these unusual circumstances where we don't have big consumer events to go and play games. But right now, let's take a look at ID at Xbox, and there are some glimpses of some new games in here as well.
El buen samaritano de Kiev. Pero tío, es que no se oye casi, tío. Es que... qué putos. Le tengo unas ganas brutales a este. Este no lo conozco. Yo tampoco. Soy yo. Este también tiene muy buena pinta. Sí, yo también. Muchas ganas. Hey!
There you go, Shredder snowboarding game. I missed my SSX, so that one looks really good. And lots of great games coming to the ID at Xbox program that we're excited about. All right, now though, we have a pretty cool brand new game to show you. This comes from a legendary game creator, and when I saw this and the journey he wants to take us on with this game, I was really excited and honored to have the opportunity to share this with you. So this is a bit of a longer piece, but it takes you into the world of a brand new game from a special creator in Japan. Please check this out.
Totalmente, sí, sí. A ver quién es.
Hello. Xbox ファンの皆様、スクエアエニックスの中裕二です。今日は皆様に不思議な物語をお届けに参りました。僕は現在スクエアエニックスにいてバランカンパニーという新しいブランドを立ち上げました。そしてここにいる昔ソニックやナイツを一緒に作った大島直人と20年ぶりにタッグを組んでアクションゲームを作っています。
中さんがスクエアエニックスに行くと知った時はびっくりしました。
僕も驚いたよ。
しかしこうしてまた一緒にタッグを組んでゲームを作れること、そして僕たちの得意とするゲーム作りとスクエアエニックスが得意とする物語や音楽とが合わさり、誰も体験したことのない新しいゲームを世界中の皆様にお届けできることをとても嬉しく思います。
今日僕たちが皆様にお届けするのはアクションゲームのすべてを詰め込んだアクションゲームオブアクションゲーム、バランワンダーワールドです。アクションゲームにミュージカルの世界観を持ち込んでボタン一つでたくさんの衣装能力を使い進んでいくゲームになります。
苦悩や葛藤、人は誰しもがポジティブな気持ちとネガティブな気持ちのバランスを保ちながら生きています。しかしそのバランスが崩れた時、あなたはバランスを変える迷っています。悩める12人のキャストたちの新象世界をあなたはさまざまなアクションを駆使して進んでいきます。アクションの一つ一つが衣装に割り当てられて、その数はなんと 80種類を超えます。衣装を次々に着替えながら各ステージに散りばめられた謎を解き、そしてネガティブな気持ちにとらわれてしまったキャストたちの心をあなたの手で取り戻してあげてください。
本作は24言語に対応予定です。 Xbox One、 さらに Xbox シリーズ X にももちろん対応し、片方のコンソールを持っていればどちらでも遊んでいただけるスマートデリバリーにも対応する予定です。世界中の皆様に 4K の最高画質で本作の世界を隅々まで楽しんでいただけます。ワンダーワールドの世界で皆様をお待ちしています。最後に今日は全世界初公開の映像も準備いたしましたので、どうぞご覧ください。It's show time.
Ya hacen el ruido de Switch, ¿eh? Aquí Nintendo está...
Balan Wonderworld, a strange and mysterious land that you visit when you come to a turning point in life.
Hostia puta.
Over 80 different
No sé qué deciros, amiguitos.
unique actions and abilities.
O sea, me está dando un palo extremo este juego. All the action is here. Estos trailers japoneses locos.
Look into your hearts to discover what's most precious.
No sé, tío, hay peña que va bajo presupuesto. No sé si lo compro eso ya. Salen juegos por ahí con bajo presupuesto, eso es la polla. Y este me da palo máximo, tío. De hecho, incluso igual tiene demasiado presupuesto. Me da esta sensación.
There it is, the announcement of Balan Wonderland. Nights was such a special and important game to me. I want to thank Nakasan and Square Enix for sharing that world premiere announcement with us here on the pre-show. There's even more good stuff, though, coming up at the top of the hour. We are just 6 minutes away, so we're going to have another group join us here as we count down in the final 5 minutes. We got Matt Pat joining us live from the Game Theorist headquarters.
It's over. I can check out right now. I am sold. Balan Wonderworld, #1 game. Over. Stand aside Halo Infinite. That was what I needed to see.
I was going to say, I was pretty excited when we got that. I'm like, okay, this pre-show is going to be pretty good. That's an exciting announcement. Yeah, just to have those guys back doing that. So yeah, I agree with you, Matt Pat. All right, we've also got JD Witherspoon joining us. What's up, Ron? How you doing?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm looking at this countdown for the showcase, and I'm ready to put my helmet on and get it going. But I'm like, let's talk real quick.
I was going to say, we got 5 minutes. And joining us also is Allegra Frank from Vox. Allegra, how you doing?
Hey, I'm really good now. Like, after Balan Wonderland, I'm with Matt. Yo, that's it. That's the end of the show for me.
We done. Yeah, no, it's nice, happy, uplifting. We need a game like that. So that was, yeah, a pretty good way to end the pre-show, and hopefully means there's even more big surprises coming in the main show. And let's talk about this. You guys are going to join us afterwards as well to react to what we see. So let's kind of get the preview. Balan Wonderland, but what else? What do you guys? Let me put it this way: what does Microsoft need to do to get an A from you watching this conference? So what's it going to take? Let's start with you, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, to me, we all know Halo Infinite is the big gem in their crown, right? Like that's the piece that they're selling, the killer app. That is their killer app.
Geoff Neely, vaya,
as a
vaya streaming se ha marcado
I
el
want to
puto.
see what is the other thing that's going to get me to buy this system.
Bueno, faltan
5
minutillos.
It's not a neon green skin like we saw for the earlier Xbox generations to coat that big
Para
like,
que empiece. Yo creo que no va a enseñar
Xbox
nada más
Series
este
X.
hombre.
Balan Wonderland or Balan Wonder World might have sold it for me. It looks like exactly the sort of game that I need in 2020, that the world needs in 2020, and it hits me right in the nostalgia feels. So I needed another
tío, pero vaya fake de peña, ¿no?
And that might have been it.
Wow. All right. You guys are done in the pre-show. I like it. There are already high marks. JD, we know we're going to see Halo. Seems like you're sufficiently hyped if you've got your Master Chief helmet. What's it going to take to get an A from you in the post-show grade?
Well, I mean, obviously Halo. I would love for them
Mucho,
to
tío.
take Halo Infinite and use it to be showcased the same way they showcased Halo 2 from the E3 2005 world premiere. I remember that. They did the gameplay mixed in with cutscenes. And then, I mean, I believe we talked about Fable a little bit earlier. I believe Fable 4 would be great. I don't know if they've ever put out that last Fable.
I'm not sure. Fable?
For me personally, I want a new Matrix video game. I know that no one in the chat wants that, but hey, remember Enter the Matrix? That was fire. Remember that bullet time? Yo, bring me back. Matrix
yeah, I remember that.
Right now.
Intersected with the movies and stuff. Yeah, all right. That's a wild prediction that we're gonna get a new Matrix. Keanu, they used Keanu last year, so you never know. Bring him back again. Allegra, I know you're excited about Balan, what they're doing. What else will it take to hype you up to an A grade in the post show?
Right. I mean, everything that's excited me in the pre-show is pretty much what I would also want in the post-show, which is interesting, sort of inventive, newer IP. Like, I'm not a big, Halo nerd or Watch Dogs or just anything with a number after it, unless it's some like bizarre number that has nothing to do with the game. Like, if it's a sequel, I'm pretty much out. But I would love to see more from Tell Me Why by Don't Nod. I would love to see some actual like gameplay and a good emphasis on that, because it really brings an interesting amount of diversity to Xbox. But in general, I like to be really surprised whether or not it's some, Final Fantasy exclusive that's making its way onto the Xbox.
No quiere ver juegos con números y habla de Final Fantasy.
Some small, exciting studio. I mean, that's always what wins me over. Also, Keanu Reeves, if he shows up again, I mean, that would be really great.
Hey, you never know. I think he's in Berlin filming Matrix, but hey, it's virtual, so anyone can. This year, anyone can show up because around the world we can connect people. And it's so different.
Me ha provocado una sonrisa real este Geoff. Me ha dado como
Microsoft Theater getting to see this
alegría.
stuff. But we are literally just about a minute away here from going live. You guys are going to join us afterwards. You've got your Master Chief helmet. And I want to thank everyone for joining us exclusively here on YouTube for the pre-show for the Xbox event. It's going to be about 2 minutes until we go. So maybe one last quick rapid fire here. JD's got his helmet on. How do you guys think they're going to open the show? What do you think the first thing is?
Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, start with the big guns. They know that's what everyone's here for, and then everything.
O sea, pero me daría palo. O sea que parece que están como hypeando mucho el Halo.
You want something weird and wacky, I think.
It's going to be Halo, which for someone who doesn't really care about Halo,
en realidad tienen que demostrar 1000 cosas más, tío. No solo que tienen Halo, sino que tienen exclusivos potentes.
Sorry, JD.
The chat just lit up. He's going to take a bathroom break during Halo. All right. But hey, we got Balan. And yeah, that's part of the fun, is that we don't know what they're going to do. And they've been very quiet. They've just said Halo. But beyond that, they've really not told us anything else about what games are going to be in there. So you said Tell Me Why. Great example. Everwild, Psychonauts. Those are games that we know they're making that hopefully we'll have updates on. And then I know for a fact there will be some new games announced in this showcase. And it's exciting to watch it live here on YouTube. Well, Matt, JD, Allegra, thanks for joining us. You guys are going to be with us afterwards. We're going to react to the press conference, see how Microsoft did, and then we're going to have some guests, some of the developers and some of the games featured in the show. We're going to have interviews with them, and Xbox's Aaron Greenberg will be joining us live to break down some of the news.
Nos vamos a otro. Faltan 10
enjoy
segundos.
it, watch it live here, the Xbox Games Showcase, an hour of games right here on YouTube.
A ver, ¿dónde lo tenemos? Bueno, pues esto empieza ya, chavales. A ver qué pasa aquí. Jalo directamente. A ver qué pasa con esto. My boys. Llevamos una hora de que nos hemos comido un zurullote. A ver si ahora mejora la tarde. Esto me gusta. Esto es Halo. Dime cómo va de volumen.
The Mjolnir exosuit is now complete.
Mjolnir.
Even though this technology will save humanity in the war to come, I must remind myself, liquid crystal cannot rise on its own. Titanium alloy cannot prevail in the face of extinction. Armor cannot hope. It all means nothing until you step inside.
¡Es Hello! ¡Qué grande! Ahora saco el mando y lo juego yo. Oh.
Am I dead already? I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right? Yep, this is death. No! No! No, 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 no! This isn't happening. I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on, shit.
Tío, yo de verdad que lo veo... Lo he visto muy... Muy cutroli, todo.
No! No! You! I can't stand this! Who you are? Breathe. No! You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything! We're... Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll
Se
be
supone que...
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe?
Humor en plan Marvel, lo que pasa.
I've been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the banished.
You keep saying that. We're outgunned, outnumbered. I know I saw condors over there. I'm going to dig through them and find one with the working sleep space drive. And when you're done with this war, we get away from here.
Muy enfadado.
Far away.
Wait here.
Oh, please. Let me see what I can find.
Cannons first. When I get back, we can look. Together.
Okay, big guy.
Qué big guy. ¿Cómo va? Tío, ya empiezan con 3 objetivos de juego de los 90. Gran cast. ¿Qué tal, tío? No, no es el mejor papel que ha hecho Diago Luna versión B. Tenemos un mundo abierto en Halo Infinite. ¿Estás hypeado o qué? A ver, el gameplay del Halo siempre es divertido, pero... los tiroteos suelen ser guays, pero... hostia, no sé. Yo creo que estéticamente ya se me ha quedado viejo, tío. Eso mola. Me encanta que os pongáis trozos. Exacto, tío, o sea, no me jodas. El puto Tsushima, juego de esta generación, se ve mucho más bonito. Este de verdad, no sé. Los materiales y todo, tío. Este metal así raro. Yo es lo que os digo, seguramente... Bueno, si está diseñado como los otros, los tiroteos serán diversos. Pero a nivel artístico me parece planísimo, tío. O sea, no es vertiginoso lo que estamos viendo. Es muy de plástico, exacto. Hay popping, no me he fijado, pero seguro. Aparecen Thanos. O uno de los orcos. Ah, tío, pero esa cara está muy mal, ¿no?
We are one step ahead, always. The ring is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well.
Se ve cutrete, tío, sí, sí.
The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal.
Uf, la comunidad de Mr. Mirror es muy tóxica.
To honor the will of Atriox.
Uf, es feísimo este personaje.
I grew weary, lost.
¿Pero qué tipo de discurso épico es este? Pues se acaba de ronronear. Coño, si estaba aquí.
This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story will outlive us.
Pero a ver, o sea, el diseño de personajes villanos ya con cara de malo y con un ojo malo y con putos colmillitos, tío. Ya está pasado, joder. Uf. Equipos X. Ah, sale en Xbox One. Peor diseño, chaval. O sea, villano con colmillitos, tío. Halo Infinite para Xbox One. Si es que, ¿qué vas a hacer? Hostia, el documental del cómo se hizo.
I'm incredibly proud of the team at 343, and we're thrilled to share a hint of the epic battles that await you on the next chapter of Master Chief's journey. This is the most ambitious campaign we've ever created at 343.
Basta.
For the first time, players will have the freedom to explore a mysterious new Halo ring that's several times larger than our last two Halo games combined. Halo Infinite has been built from the ground up to take full advantage of Xbox Series X. Bigger battles, epic vistas, more complex visual effects, displayed with 10 times the processing power per pixel of Halo 5. This will be running at a flawless 60 frames per second and will allow us to bring the Halo ring to life in ways that have never been possible before. We look forward to sharing even more about Halo Infinite in the coming months, including the first look at multiplayer. And now, please enjoy a glimpse of what others in the Xbox Game Studios family have been working on.
Bastante fail, ¿eh?
World Premiere.
World Premiere. A ver qué pasa, a ver qué exclusivos salen, por favor. El Halo fail. O sea... el primer exclusivo, ¿no? De estudio de Microsoft. Tienen que enseñar gameplay, ¿no? ¿O qué pasa? No me jodan con una cinemática. No jodas, tío. State of Decay, ¿sabes? Pensaba que iba a ser una especie de Last of Us de Xbox. El concepto ciervo cabrón me gusta.
To the Xbox Game Showcase. Today,
we're showing games from 9
Este
of
tío
our
está
15
moreno,
Xbox
CEO.
Game Studios, including unveils of 5 new first-party games. What you will see today is how Xbox Game Studios are harnessing their passions to bring their dreams to life. We believe that how you find and play your games is as important as the device you play them on. Xbox Game Pass is the best way to discover and play, and we want you to be able to experience as many great games as possible. So Game Pass members, you can play every game you see today from your subscription or free to play. These games will look and play best on Xbox Series X, delivering unmatched fidelity, performance, precision, and immersion. And we've designed the most consistently powerful next-generation console. And we've built state-of-the-art platform technology to allow every developer to realize their full vision. One studio that has always pushed the limits of our hardware is Turn 10. And they're early in development on the next Forza Motorsport. And Xbox Series X is bringing them closer to their dream of unprecedented realism with ray tracing and native 4K resolution, all at 60 frames per second. The trailer you're about to see was captured completely in-engine.
World premiere.
Bueno, se veía guay. A ver, el jueguito este de Rare, que era como una especie de Breath of the Wild. Ojalá mole. Ojalá mole.
Has a rhythm. We all sense it. But only a few truly feel it. It is found in the smallest moments. In every step of a perilous journey. In the symmetry of ritual. In the bonds we share.
Me gusta lo que veo.
And in moments of stillness. It teaches us to look beyond the expected. To be a light in dark places.
Será de cuidar animales. Puede ser muy guay eso,
Seek answers.
De conectar con la naturaleza.
Stand watch over our world.
Sí.
Our world has a
Muy guay.
rhythm. We all sense it.
The rhythm of the
Only
wild.
a few truly feel it.
Yo también lo quiero. Y este es exclusivo. Es guay. Un mundo abierto ahí de naturaleza máxima. Me gusta. Everwild. Pues casi se llama Breath of the Wild. Molt bé. Hype. M'ha agradat.
Everwild will give to you a magical and untamed natural world for you to explore and to just truly lose yourself in.
Qué guay.
It's a place to be eternal. And Eternal has the gift to sense and feel how magic flows through nature and connects every living thing.
Qué guay.
The team here at Rare are so excited to be working on something like Everwild, and I hope you're excited too. But I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who's shown their support and love, and for the incredible, awesome, positive community that's already growing around this game. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Qué guay. Un poquito de gameplay quiero ver de ese juego, ¿eh? No, no hay gameplay todavía.
Whoa. I just got hit with a flood of memories.
Love you, Mom.
You seeing what I'm seeing?
¿Esto es todo not o qué pasa? Hostia.
Allison?
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Pero les compró Microsoft o qué pasa? No me he enterado.
We all believed that what happened that night was self-defense. But we couldn't be sure.
Uy, 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 uy. Pero esa es la madre, ¿no? La de atrás.
It doesn't matter that they kept us apart.
Brother, sister, we look out for each other.
It doesn't matter that finding the truth feels impossible.
We're all done with fairy tales.
The only thing that matters is you're my brother. And the only way to move forward is to keep looking back.
We've been getting these visions whenever we see or hear something really emotional.
Este estudio me cae bien, la verdad.
All we knew about Marianne just got thrown out the window.
Aunque Life is Strange me pareció un poco feillo, pero bueno.
She attacked you. We both saw it.
I thought coming here would be closing a chapter of our
Seguro que hay una
lives.
explicación a lo de la madre.
Nothing good comes from stirring up old memories.
We don't really have a choice about that.
There's always a choice, son.
I can't do this. Stop!
Uy, un poquito desmejorada. Es muy guay. Bueno, muy bien. Ah, este sale ya, además. Para Xbox One también. Sí, es el mismo motor, yo creo que es lo mismo. Bueno, optimizando un poquito. Moon Studios.
Hey everyone, my name is Gennady. I'm the co-founder and director of technology at Moon Studios. Today we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very, very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, specifically for Xbox Series X.
Lo quiero jugar,
we're now at a time where we can reach levels of fidelity and frame rates previously absolutely impossible.
Tiene unas pupilas enormes este hombre, ¿eh?
An already
Ojo.
gorgeous game like Ori can now run at 120 Hz refresh rate in full 4K HDR in its highest quality, delivering unprecedented game feel with silky smooth animation, super crisp, sharp image, and low input latency, which is just so important
tenían suficiente
for
con
the
60
tight and
frames esta
precise
gente.
platforming feel of this game. We can also boost the immersion in different spaces in our world by using premium audio tech that we previously just could not simulate in real time. And with all of this crazy hardware power, we can give our players more options with how they want to play our game. We can't wait for all of you to experience this very special version of Ori coming to Xbox Series X with smart delivery.
Muy bonito este
later
juego,
this
te lo
year.
digo. Me gusta, quiero jugarlo. Pero no me lo cueles en este evento, coño. Type 8 Division.
From the furthest reaches of the universe comes the biggest mystery in the galaxy.
An abandoned research facility, and now shady corporate intrigue.
Marvel of the Gorgon asteroid.
Pero estos no son los de
A sordid
Outer Wilds.
stopover, full of salacious secrets
O sea, no es la misma empresa, pero...
Strangers. Greetings, attractive patron. You are looking downright unlawful today.
O me he perdido un logo.
With the right kind of case. They wanted us to develop a miracle drug. And
Esto es
put you
outer...
on the wrong side of a gun.
Outer algo.
Or sword. Or this
Bueno, un
thing.
DLC.
Thrills. Danger. Intrigue.
A word of advice before you go, Captain? Trust no one.
What will you find on Gorgon?
Outer Worlds, eso.
This unit cannot bring you any drinks in its current state.
Ya, es que siempre me lío con Outer Wilds y Outer Worlds. Es que vaya tela. Se lo sé, Borja, lo sé. Que tengo ganas. Este juego, tío, pinta tan feo.
You're waiting for the biggest game of the year. Then wait for Cyberpunk.
Uy, qué rebeldes.
But if you're ready for the smallest,
qué irreverentes.
got you covered. From Obsidian Entertainment, the makers of games that are nothing like this one. This summer, strive together to thrive together. Or just feed your friend to the spiders and go solo.
O sea, el día que hicieron el brainstorming de este juego y fue aprobando fases. Y había gente en el estudio que decía, tíos, frenad esta locura. No les hicieron caso. Grounded. Feito. No sé si habéis visto gameplays, pero...
At Obsidian, we're dedicated to pushing narrative and role-playing games. It's something we do every day when we come to the office, and we can't wait for you to play our next great adventure, Peril on Gorgon. It's the first of 2 planned story expansion packs for the Outer Worlds that we're putting together with our friends from the Private Division.
Bueno, de momento,
now, it's also important that we continue
lo único que me haría
to evolve
comprarme
how we
esta
tell stories
consola
in
es lo de
games.
Rare y estará en el Game Pass este juego, o sea que...
The team has been working for the last 2 years on how
De hecho,
to
saldrá
tell
todo
an
para
Obsidian
PC.
story
Eso es
within
bastante
a
guay.
survival game.
Digamos
Now,
que
what's
si
great
tienes
is
un
that you're gonna be able
PC
to play the
que
game on
chute,
July
tienes una
28th
Xbox One.
on Xbox
Mola.
Game Preview and on Steam Early Access. We want to hear from you, and we want to continue to build Grounded together. Oh yeah, if you've been wondering, we have been working on that next big Obsidian RPG. Check this out.
Oh, me ha gustado.
World premiere.
Bien, una sorpresita, coño. O sea, nuevo RPG exclusivo para Xbox. De Obsidian. ¿Pero es el Pillars? No.
It forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our foes.
Sí, Pillars. O sea, el logo de la banderola aparecía, pero...
Forsaken.
Bonita esta imagen.
And you must face the monsters.
Me gusta esto,
Our sins have borne.
O sea, no se va... Bueno, ojalá se vea así. Es que Obsidian no saben hacer los juegos así de bonitos.
Worth the weight of a crown.
About. Bueno, no tiene mala pinta. Llevamos ya media hora. Supuestamente es media hora más.
Expansive first-person RPG set in the fantasy world of Eora. When Obsidian Entertainment joined Xbox Game Studios, they told us that this epic game is the one they want to make. As creators of critically acclaimed RPGs, this is Obsidian at their best. and it is being built from the ground up to take full advantage
Tío, que
of the
enseñen
power
gameplay, por
of
Dios.
Xbox Series X. At Xbox Game Studios, we also work with independent developers.
¿Cuál era el apellido? No me he
always
fijado.
with the goal of empowering them to bring their ideas to life. I'm excited to announce our work with Interior Night, a new studio led by some of the most talented storytellers in our industry. Let's meet Caroline Marshall, studio head of Interior Night, to debut their original game.
Bonjour, I'm Caroline from Interior Night. Our team is really passionate about interactive storytelling because when you play a story, you step into the character's shoes. You get to experience their fears, their hopes, their conflicts firsthand. And in the process, you learn more about yourself. And this is quite powerful. Our first game spans 30 years in the American Southwest. It's a story about family, resilience, and sacrifice. But most of all, it's about how you will shape the fate of real, flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit in. I hope you enjoyed the trailer.
Me ha caído bastante bien esa mujer.
World premiere.
Fortune, smile and fade. I haven't seen you much of late. I need you now, cannot wait. But when I look, you're not around.
We were on our way to start a new life that summer.
Hostia, estas fotos pintadas no, por favor.
For our family, it was just a stopover.
No.
For mine, it was the end of the road.
On the ground, now!
Hola, tío, no, por favor, fotos pintadas no.
Was it fate? Coincidence?
Uf, qué bajona máxima.
It was a long forgotten secret, buried in the dark.
All my life, I've been scared of the shadows.
No puede ser que sea la intro así, que hayan tomado una mala decisión.
I'm finally ready to step into the light. I got your letters.
Uff. ¿Por qué eran ley? Borja, tú, Damian. Hola, qué feo se veía ese puto juego, tío, qué pena. Horrible.
Including Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which we announced at the Game Awards back in December. An incredible 3.5 million players have now experienced Senua's story in Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. We're excited to start giving you an insight into what comes next for our Celtic warrior, an experience that we'll be building in Unreal Engine 5 for Xbox Series X and PC. I'm happy to reveal today that Senua's Saga will be set in the beautiful country of Iceland.
Why?
And you can find out more about our location scouting and how we've discovered the history of our setting in a brand new behind-the-scenes development diary, which you can view straight after the show on the Ninja Theory YouTube channel.
Qué ganas de Islandia, tío. No va a haber gameplay, ¿no? No va a haber gameplay.
It's been so touching to see the impact that Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice has had on so many
Oye,
players.
¿los compraron o qué?
And we're incredibly thankful to all of the fans that have been part of Senua's story so far. And we're excited for you to be part of our development journey from here on out.
No enseñan gameplay, tío. Han enseñado un digital comic, como dice Cast. Hostia, esto me gusta mucho. Hola, pero si esto tienes un... Ah, no. Se me ha ido la flapa. Pensaba que era un juego hecho por un... Claro.
Peter, he's been sitting there the whole time. Hey, who wrote the song? Peter.
Qué grande.
Peter, fantastic work. Love the song.
¿Pero qué está pasando? Es un...
probably been a long time since you've had a visitor.
Ah,
I hope you don't mind pop-ins.
Psychonauts, pensaba que era el Brutal Legend 2, tío.
Where are we?
It's a quiet place.
Es que el arte yo pensaba que era de un... Olé. Qué grande.
Neither skin nor bone.
Tan fan de Blackjack. Blackjack. Es súper fan.
At the bottom of a lake, a frozen feeling.
Lo vive tanto este hombre, me encanta.
When my friends pulled me back up, I started
Mira qué grande es, tío. El juego me da palo igualmente, ya os lo digo. Qué fuerte, sí que lo era.
Senses are the magic keys. They fill the holes I've had.
Mira, es que cuando ha salido el logo pensaba que era esto que os pego aquí. Oh, ultra palo este juego, de verdad. Pero el arte... ¿Sabes? El arte del logo lo ha hecho el Scott C. este, que es un pavo que hace cómics que mola mucho, libros ilustrados y tal. Y de hecho ha hecho unos cómics para Double Fine. Pensaba que era un juego ilustrado por él.
Xbox Game Studios, and there is just so much more for you to play on Xbox. We are partnering with thousands of creators, from the largest publishers to the smallest independent developers, to bring you the broadest variety of games ever. There is one developer in particular that is close to us, not just geographically, but in history too. I'm thrilled to announce that this fall, our friends at Bungie will bring Destiny 2 to Xbox Series X and Xbox Game Pass. If you are one of the more than 10 million Game Pass subscribers, you also get access to all current Destiny 2 expansions starting this September.
¿Alguien ha jugado al Destiny? Porque...
Destiny 2 will also be playable on mobile from the cloud.
Tiene mirada asustada esa mujer.
Bungie will also release a new version of
Imagínate que está diciendo help me.
Optimized for Xbox Series X. 4K resolution running at 60 frames per second.
Mira solo los ojos.
Here's an all-new look at Bungie's Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Sí, super noticia. Basta de Destiny, por favor, Bungie. Hostia, Lu, pero es que tú intentaste también el Anthem, ¿no? Lo has intentado fuerte con los exoesqueletos. Yo creo que miraba al que le apuntaba con la pistola. Rollo, no me mates, lo estoy haciendo bien. Que a mí también me pasaría. Me hace gracia el diseño que tienen los personajes y todo. O sea, el arte es diver, pero malísimo. Me da palo todo ya. Dejo los videojuegos.
Some of the world's most inspired developers
Ya,
are
tampoco
working
lo
on
entiendo.
games for Xbox Series X, and we're just honored to be able to collaborate with them. Xbox Series X will empower both new and experienced creators to bring the future of
Ya,
games
muy
to
mal,
life
Está yendo
like
muy mal
never
este
before.
game
Unique
showcase
perspectives,
paranoia.
unexpected innovations, and fresh voices that demand to be heard and that we can't
Están
wait for you to
enseñando
discover.
cosas randomísimas.
All of the games you're about to see are being built to launch exclusively on Xbox consoles. Thanks and enjoy.
Van a hacer un mashambrat ahora de juegos, ¿no?
Premiere.
Siempre me da rabia cuando hacen eso. Ah, este no sale ni para PC. Ni para PC, ¿eh? Me las pintaba yo muy felices. Ah, no, console launch. Daniel, por favor. Estas barras grises, ¿quién las entiende? ¿Esto es Stalker? ¿Es Metro? ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué quiere decir Launch Exclusive? O sea, lanzamiento. O sea, es exclusiva temporal. Que no me engañen con palabrerías locas. El evento. The event. Uy. Parece un Stalker, ¿no? En realidad. Stalker. I'm back. Míralo. Vale, o sea, sale para... O sea, es que... Joder, no está mal, ¿eh? El Stalker 2.
World Premiere.
Console Launch. Vale, dicen Console Launch porque sale también para PC. Bueno, eso es bien, eso es bien. Ya, Stalker 2, muy guay. Nunca jugué al 1, me quedé con ganas.
My Lord Inquisitor, I've reached a term of prime and begun our investigations.
Me gusta un poco, estéticamente.
Our recon squad has been sent into sub-level 6 of the Hive to determine the full extent of the unrest.
Esto no es gameplay,
I'll
¿no?
know more when they make it back.
Ah, sí, lo he pensado, pero me ha extrañado que... Ah, no, vale.
If they make it back.
Es que random un juego de Warhammer, tío. En fin. Logo con War Art.
World Premiere.
Something changed, my heart could not contain.
¿Qué está pasando?
The miracle of this world and all that it creates. With every passing day,
¿Eso es T3? Mira la piel de gallina con esta canción del Tetris. Sí, igual es como el Vermintide, exacto. O sea, más Tetris. Esta canción me lloro vivo, ¿eh? También te digo que es la mejor canción del Tetris Effect. Juegaco. Multiplayer. Cuelgue multiplayer, not bad. Connected. Optimize single player, all new multiplayer. Pff, tío, vaya huevazos de oro que tienen para enseñar esto en esta conferencia, ¿eh? Sí, ahora van a anunciar el Grand Theft Auto 4. Steam World. Ese te gusta a ti, ¿no? Tu Mark. Sí que mola mucho, pero puto anuncio random, tío, no jodas.
Another good for nothing space rock?
Whoa. Hold on, let me check.
Find anything good?
Vex, you're not gonna believe this. Ouch! What the?
No sé, este juego me parece un poco random. Latencia normal. ¿Y por qué no puedo poner latencia extremadamente baja? Qué pena. Igual si pongo latencia extremadamente baja se me... Porque es que hay como un delay super bestia entre lo que decís y lo que digo. Como veis, pierdo la atención de estos juegos porque... Tío, basta. 3D. No, espero no ofenderte, que si eres fan. Cast. The Gank. O sea, palísimo máximo. Lo siento. Estoy roto por dentro. Bloober. O sea, lo único que me interesa es lo de Rare. Vale.
It all starts with a dead girl. A forest. The moon. Scent of pines. And then the gunshot. Every story has two sides. A regular, rational one, but also a darker and deeper truth.
Este es uno que vi hace tiempo que se llama Medium o no sé qué. No debe ser el Medium ese o no sé cómo coño se llamaba. O sí, es el Medium. O sea, uy, se ha puesto el color de pelo blanco. George.
Anyone there?
Dual Reality Gameplay. Dos mundos renderizados simultáneamente. Ojo. Bienvenido a Silent Hill. Uy. A ver, estoy un poco troll, pero... De momento, de lo que se ha visto, exceptuando lo de Rare, este es el que más... O sea, más juego parece, pero... Me da palo otra vez. ¿Pero qué lleva aquí en el brazo? De Medium, o sea, palito Palito, palito.
World premiere.
Exacto, tío. Basta del upside down, tío. Fantasy Star Online 2020. Espero que mi cara transmita la incredulidad ahora mismo. Las letras del tráiler, chaval. La música del tráiler. No jodas, ¿estoy fuera? Ah. He puesto las mejores caras en realidad, ¿eh? Claro, es que me he quitado para... Hola, I'm back. Ah, ya se fue. Bueno, vais a ver 10 minutos, está bien. Me ha puesto todas estas luces verdes y todo. Joder. Tío, qué palazo de todo. O sea, me ha quitado ganas de vivir esta conferencia.
Luis Torres, I've seen your future. Global risk is...
O sea, estos todos son exclusivos de Xbox, ¿eh? Y PC, pero...
Destiny chose me to save this world. And I will see it done.
Blacklist, we make our own path. We protect our own.
Can you protect me from fate?
Soon, the entire world will burn, all because of him.
The ghost is here!
Dios, qué palo, tío, pero... My God. Crossfire.
Today, you saw 10 world premieres and 22 console launch exclusives. Game Pass members can play every game you have seen today from Xbox Game Studios and all of our partners in the subscription or free to play. This is just a peek at some of the new titles coming to Xbox.
O sea, estamos
Series
jodidos,
X.
¿eh? La generación que
Some
se
of the
viene,
games
o
you already
sea...
love and some you have yet to play will also be optimized for Xbox Series X. Games
No
like
apetece
Forza
nada, tío.
Horizon 4, Gears 5, and Sea of Thieves. You'll get the next-gen upgrades at no additional cost when they launch. You can expect a lineup of over 100 titles for Xbox Series X
Todavía hay
this
más.
holiday
Bueno,
season.
igual, sí, pero...
The Series X in Game Pass,
Pero, hostia, la
Xbox
generación
is the place to
pinta...
play, and you are at the center of everything we do. Now, you may have noticed we didn't get to visit all of our Xbox Game Studios today. That means we'll have more to share later this year. But until then, here's one more thing.
Ah, bueno.
World premiere.
Ahora es cuando me cambia la cara.
The world is filled with stories of legendary heroes and treacherous villains.
¿Esto será Fable o qué?
Of fantastical creatures and wondrous places where nature and magic live in perfect harmony.
Coño.
Not all stories have happy endings. But yours has yet to be written.
Flable. Tío, vaya fail general. Pasados a RV totalmente. No, la PS4 de salida no tenía nada. O sea, cuando salió la nueva generación, solo se jugaba al GTA V. Se te ve muy negativo todo. Todo bien, pero es que no veas, tío, el percal. Lo único lo de reír, tío, y no sabemos cómo se juega. O sea, conceptualmente es guay, pero es que mira todo lo que estamos viendo aquí. Feilaco máximo. O sea, se puede salvar un poco... No, nada. O sea, en realidad casi pintaba mejor lo de Play 4, Play 5. Y no recuerdo qué presentaron. Este igual, pero ya ves, no hemos visto nada. Pero si lo del Fable ya se sabía, Borja. O sea... Ya se decía que iba a sacar el Fable. Pero bueno, ya veremos. Pero se ha visto un logo, tío. Pues cómprate la Xbox, tío, pero... Sí, Stalker 2, bien. Y Fable también, pero... No se ha visto nada. Y no son unos vendeconsolas, to be honest. No han presentado una exclusiva... Pues como las que presenta Sony, ¿sabes? O sea, todavía no tienen un God of War, por ejemplo, o un Spider-Man, si me apuras. No tienen un... Obviamente, no tienen nada como Uncharted ni nada como... Es que no sé. Acabo de suscribir porque... Borja, es que eres muy... Muy exigente, pero es que, joder, no sé. Ya te digo. Me ha dado bajona máxima. Exacto, es que ni una sorpresa, no tienen nada, no sé, no hay nada que me haya flipado, ni me haya motivado, ni hostias en vinagre, o sea, bajona. Cambio las luces, salgo del modo este percalet. No sé cómo os habéis quedado vosotros, pero bastante fail. Bastante fail, colega. No sé qué deciros. Pero... No hay nada. A ver qué dicen ahí en el... La peña habla de Halo, RIP Xbox, I want more. No sé, tío. Ya os digo que... Bastante percal. Bastante percal. Y no es que me preocupe a nivel Xbox. O sea, me da igual la guerra entre Xbox y Play 4. Sino en plan de momento. O sea, no hay putos juegos que me interesen en lo que tiene que venir. Pero ni en unos ni en otros. O sea, joder, no sé. De la Play 5 no recuerdo que me interesó. Si es que tampoco, coño. Alguno que presentó Annapurna, el del gato. El Resident Evil 8, pero es que, joder, ya ves. Te interesan esos juegos, tío. O sea, no hay nada que... Demon's Souls Remake fue lo más que recuerdo de la presentación de PS5. Sí, el Demon's Souls Remake. Vale. Guay. Un remake, tío. O sea, en realidad era el momento de engañarnos la cabeza y enseñar Elden Ring. O sea, era el momento de petarlo de alguna manera. Pero es que todo lo que han enseñado es que todo ha sido randomísimo. Next Gen, ¿dónde? Solo habían de 120 y Optimized. Más y más Optimized. Exacto. Como que están centrando en decir, mira, los multi que salgan en Play 5 van a funcionar mejor. Es una putada en realidad. Eso que compraron no sé cuántos estudios para hacer exclusivos y no han enseñado nada que te vuelvas loco, tío. De momento, como decías tú, seguiré en PC, 100%. PC y a correr. Bastante feilete. Demon Souls tal. El Devil Inside. O como se llame. El Devil Inside. No sé cuál es este. No sé cuál es. Pero... feilete. El Devil Inside no sé cuál es. Mira, vamos a ver si en Kotaku han colgado... Kotaku. Bueno, a ver, Fable, ok. Tetris Effect Multiplayer Version. Vamos a ir de atrás para adelante porque es así como está ordenado. Vale, guay, pero ¿qué? O sea, vas a ir para todo, no es exclusiva. O sea, vale, me parece un anuncio agradable. El del gato, sí, sí, el Straw Cat se llamaba. Una expansión de Other Worlds. State of Decay 3. El Halo Infinite, que parecía Xbox One normal. Ah, Little Devil Inside, súper bien. Ese sí, muy guay, muy guay. Pero ese tampoco va a ser exclusivo del Play 5. O sea, ese apetece. Al menos a nivel visual, muy guapo. Pero ves, ahí, joder, no sé. Enseñaron alguna... Pero sí, es verdad, es que el del gato, el Little Devil Inside, y yo creo que el Resident Evil 8 es lo que más me interesó de Play 5. O sea, que ya ves. Luego el juego del Dead Knights, tío. O sea, me ha parecido un cuelgue máximo. Y poca cosa más. Si es que no se ha visto nada más, tío. O sea... ¿no? No hay puto nada más, tío. Bueno, en la boat, como se diga, de Obsidian puede estar bien. O sea, puede estar guay también. No sé, a mí aquí, o sea, una consola. ¿Cuándo sale esto? Bueno, es que en realidad no sé cuándo sale. Pero no sale en 2020 ya esta consola. O sea, debería de haber un juego que diga sí. Y claro, para ellos es el Halo. Yo creo que para ellos decían, con Halo ya lo tenemos todo hecho. Pero tío, lo demás... feilete máximo. Feilete máximo. A ver si encontramos una lista mejor. En Navidad sale. Ah, claro. A ver. Lo que no he caído en el momento que ahora acabo de leer, y es verdad, que el Fable está hecho por los de Playground, que son los del Forza. Esa peña mola bastante. O sea, eso sí que puede ser un pelotazo guay. Como decía Borch. Y hype con él. Pero, ya ves tú, han enseñado un sapo. La exclusiva del Stalker 2. ¿Vale? O sea, ahí sí que se han llevado una buena exclusiva. Pero no es... no es un juego que hayan hecho ellos desde cero y que digas, Dios. Podría ser que el de Obsidian lo fuese. De que hay 3, nada. Dragon Quest 11S. No. A el Exomecha, si lo queréis. Halo. Dice que Xbox Series X sale en noviembre. Pues tampoco... tampoco parece que haya mucha cosa más, tío. ¿Qué es lo que más os ha llamado a vosotros? Pero es que cuando se lanza una PS siempre tiene un Killzone y un Gran Turismo y poco más. No tienen un Breath of the Wild y Odyssey. Vale. Tienes razón. Sí, sí, o sea... Pero yo no hablo de lo que sale en el lanzamiento. O sea, en el lanzamiento sales con el Halo Infinite que dices... Alright, o sea, está bien y algún que otro de esto. O sea, para la peña que le gusta el Halo, pues se pegarán la fiesta. Pero yo me refiero más a... Normalmente en un E3 había como unos anuncios muy gordos, tanto en Sony como en Microsoft, de lo que iba a venir los siguientes 2 años. Y yo no veo nada en el horizonte. Sinceramente, a mí el Fable me da igual. O sea, juegazo, vale, igual es la leche. Y me callo la boca y perfecto. El Stalker, también el gameplay del 1 tenía muy buena pinta. Pero claro, el 1 fue muy rompedor en su momento porque fue como el primer survival que salió de mundo abierto. ¿Sabes? Que casi no tenías un objetivo claro, ¿sabes? Aquello era explorarlo y ir sobreviviendo por allí. Entonces, ahora ya le han salido muchos enanitos a este juego. Entonces, vale, Stalker 2 tiene que estar a la altura de todos los competidores que le han salido. No sé, ya te digo, el hype lo tengo puesto ahora mismo en Cyberpunk y lo tengo bajo. Lo tengo bajo porque lo que vi en el último gameplay me da que pensar. A partir de ahí, no hay nada en el horizonte que digas, hostia. Te tienes que poner a pensar en los exclusivos que va a sacar Sony que no ha anunciado. Y son secuelas de sus exclusivos. Entonces, el Hellblade 2 obviamente va a estar guay, pero no sé, no veo nada, no veo nada. Ninguna luz en esta oscuridad. ¿Qué te digo de? Juegazo. Neighbor 2 es juegazo. Sí, sí. ¿Y el otro? ¿Cuál ha sido el otro? O sea, el cómic ese. El cómic ese con fotos pintadas. O sea, para volverte puto loco, tío. O sea, para volverte malditamente loco. La cosa está turbia, turbia. Bueno, amiguitos, pues yo creo que lo vamos a dejar aquí. El rollo se ha terminado. Llevo streameando ¿cuánto tiempo? Un par de horas. Y nos hemos comido un buen percalet juntos. Así que nada, muchas gracias por haber aguantado hasta ahora con esto. Pero mucho percal, ¿eh? Veo bajona en el horizonte. Tendremos que hacer streamings de juegos viejos, de anteriores generaciones, porque la cosa pinta mal. Así que nada, decepcionado. Me marcho a mi cueva de nuevo. Y yo qué sé, ya nos veremos en el siguiente. Más boys y más boyas. Hacerlo bien. Hacerlo bien. A ver, ¿qué tengo que hacer aquí? Aquí. Mira, os dejo con mi pantallita de stream acabado.